Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Monday. It's Oscar Monday. Is Oscar Monday the Monday before the Oscars or the Monday after the Oscars? Who's to say? I'm going to be getting ready. I've got a meeting that I'm going to after this, so we're going to do a tight show, but we got to talk about the Oscars, the best moments. If you give a shit about the Oscars anymore, we're going to talk about the speeches, the fashion, everything you guys want to talk about. Plus, after the Oscars, what did I do? I, of course, watched The Last of Us because you can't go to bed without watching The Last of Us. And don't worry, no spoilers till we get to The Last of Us. If you spoil something in the chat, you're banned for fucking ever. Period. I'm also going to be doing my makeup because, like I said, I'm getting ready. Just so you guys know, to my skincare routine, I added collagen, and I just wanted to show anybody who gives a fuck. They did make a reference at the Oscars last night that it's very important to use moisturizer. This we know. If you're not using moisturizer, man, woman, non-binary person, any human being, if you're not using moisturizer, you're going to look like a fucking bag one day. So don't do that. You don't have to use the most expensive moisturizer. You don't have to use the nicest moisturizer, but moisturize your fucking skin. Your later self will thank you. Grammy is 95 years old. She is moisturized every single day since she was in her 20s. It's why she looks like a fucking badass. Okay. What this is collagen. So it's a little bit of a, like collagen is a plumper, I guess. And it is, this company, I don't know if it's called the One N Key, or I think I've been saying Inky, whatever it is, it's on Sephora, and I have their retinol, which I really like. They isolate things so that you can just buy one thing, which makes them a lot cheaper, so you know what it is that you're getting. I think this thing is might be like $10 or $15, and it's lasted me for 2 months so far, and I've definitely noticed a difference. This is obviously not a fucking ad. I just don't gatekeep. So I tell you guys all the things, and I put it on my face and my neck. I do it probably like 3 times a week. And then every day I do my hyaluronic acid. This is from The Ordinary, another company that I fucking love. I really rock with The Ordinary. So I usually wait for this to dry for like a minute, and then I'll put on my hyaluronic acid, and then we will finish off with my Kiehl's moisturizer cream, which is great for daytime. I use it at night too, but it's really good. Okay, so just so you know, hopefully that helps anybody who was curious about my skincare. I did a toner. I washed my face and did a toner before I saw you guys, and we're gonna be doing makeup. So much to talk about. Let me ask you this. Let's start here. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Do you or do you not? So this is a yes or no. Do you give a fuck about the Oscars? In the chat, sound off. Yes, if you care about the Oscars. No, if you don't. Now, inevitably, I know how you guys work. We're going to get a ton of people explaining themselves and some people being like, depends and whatever. Can you just follow instructions for once and just tell me yes or no? You do or you do not care about, you do or do you not care? Yes or no? Do you care about the Oscars? Not everyone does, which is perfectly fine. I am on the team that I care way too much about the Oscars. My answer is yes. I am fucking obsessed with the Oscars. I'm obsessed with the Emmys more so, but I love the Oscars. I love award shows. Do they mean anything really? Probably not. Do we see what it actually means when people give their speeches? People wait their whole lives for these moments. And when films get the recognition that maybe they otherwise wouldn't get. No, I'm not talking about the biggest box office films like Avatar, but I am talking about some of the other films that maybe people wouldn't have watched, like The Whale or Tar or Marcel the Shell or any of the other movies that are not hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm obsessed with the fashion. I'm obsessed with the speeches. I'm obsessed with the opening monologues. I'm obsessed with the carpet before. I'm obsessed with the audience reactions. I'm obsessed with the winners. I'm obsessed with everything to do with award shows. I care so fucking much. These are like, to me, there is nothing fucking doper than Oscars and Emmys night. And because of that, I thought last night was mwah, chef's kiss, aces. This was not one of those years where they said La La Land. This was not one of those years where somebody was slapped in the face. This was a year in which we went to an award show. People who deserved to be honored were honored. Were there some people that I thought that won that I would have voted for other people? Yes, of course. But in general, there were some beautiful, beautiful moments. History was made, and the Oscars went off relatively without a hitch. Mwah! Mwah! I fucking love it. Let's see what you guys. Okay, it seems like there's equal yes to no ratio. Interesting. And I know the majority of you guys are movie fans. So it's fascinating that not even all the movie fans love the Oscars. I'm curious how those of you guys who don't like the Oscars now, was there a point in time in which you did love the Oscars? I grew up watching the Oscars. Not only just watching the Oscars, I grew up in a household where me, my mom, like we loved the award show. My mom was obsessed with award shows. The Grammys, the Emmys, the Oscars were like huge nights. Make popcorn, sit down, watch it all, the performances, all of that. So, of course, I have a different experience with it than some people who like that wasn't their growing up experience. To me, it reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of something I've always done. I've been in an entertainment family my whole life. My um, Grammy went to Juilliard, and she's an unbelievable singer. So she and loves the entertainment industry. So she loves this kind of thing. My dad obviously was in the rock and roll industry. My mom did musical theater as a kid, like in school and stuff. We just all love the arts. So it's just been huge in my family for as long as I can remember. And last night, I just feel like was the show that we needed. Just a beautiful American fucking dream. Again, I'm not like rah rah America, but like this is what it is about. And between um everything everywhere all at once and all the cast speeches and the whales, Brendan Fraser's speech, and the happy birthday moment, and all the jokes, and that great performance by Lady Gaga. I was sure that RRR was going to have my best performance with Not To Not To. I actually thought that performance was pretty good because I love Not To Not To, but to me, Lady Gaga's performance was even better than Rihanna's last night. Rihanna's, of all the performers, Rihanna's my favorite. But Gaga, to me, that stripped down, bare face after seeing her to the nines on the carpet was just such a beautiful moment. And Kimmel is a great host for this. Kimmel knows, he gets it. He knows when to joke. He knows what to say. He's also probably got a whole team of writers, which does not hurt. Just so into it. How did you guys feel? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Get in your thoughts, your concerns, your questions, all of that about the Oscars, which happened last night. I do think that it was not as convenient to watch them for some people. A lot of people have cut their cord. And, like, for the Super Bowl, anybody with the app, you just download the app and you could watch. For this, you couldn't just watch. And I think that that probably really fucked with their ratings. And I think it's stupid. Like, I think if you're trying to make money off this, it's in the ad spots. It's not in trying to get people to subscribe to abc.com or whatever the hell it is. I think offer it for free. I logged into my brother's Xfinity to watch. In the Streamlabs, starting off the show, Simp Striar. We love to see it. Lloyd says, Roxy, you were robbed of Best Actress Oscar for Always Lola, Team Striar. Well, technically, Lloyd, the movie doesn't come out till this year, so there's still time. There's still time. Oh my God. You know what I saw that I thought was so fucked up, though? I didn't see Triangle of Sadness. To be honest, I feel like it's a really poor marketing choice that that's what it was called, because I hear it's a comedy. You have literally the word sadness in your title. Don't do that, because I haven't wanted to watch it because I keep thinking it's going to be a sad movie. Spoiler alert, I guess it's not. But this is fucking sad. Apparently, the lead actress died this year. She's in her 30s. And she wasn't even in the in memoriam. Like, your movie is nominated for Best Picture, and your lead actress dies and you're not in, and I guess if you scanned the barcode, you could see all of the people that died this year, but she wasn't on the broadcast. And I just feel like if your movie, you're starring in a movie that's nominated for Best Picture this year, and you're not in the in memoriam, I don't know, that really bummed me out. I didn't even know she had died until I saw people tweeting about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so fucking sad. That's just like, yeah, like Brittany says, it's egregious, bro. What the fuck? Who justifies these calls sometimes where it's just like, that's clearly the wrong call. Clearly the wrong call. Just fucking weird. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider Drama. The stream says 69 days. Oh no, that was the other day. Sorry. Jimmy Nail says, why do we have to mention that Michelle Yeoh wasn't a martial artist? That felt shady to me. I think Stephanie Sue should have won Best Supporting Actress, but I also understand deferring to age there. So a couple different things here. It was funny that they're like, Michelle, no, Yeoh, not classically trained in martial or never training martial arts. It's like, what do you think being on set is? And like learning martial arts on set that makes you trained. Like, she's a badass fighter. It was a bizarre comment. I agree. Maybe they were trying to give her even more flowers, though, just saying like it's not like she's a trained martial artist and she crushed it in this. So maybe they were trying to say something kind. But Jimmy, it struck me the same as you, where I was like, a little shady. Like it'd be like if somebody wins a best actress award and they're like not classically trained in acting, and it's like, are we talking about their training? But they do always give little snippets of people. That one just didn't land with me, but I think they were trying to be complimentary. I like that snippet for the Everything Everywhere, the Daniels from met in Boston at Emerson College, which I am obsessed with Emerson. I actually auditioned into their program and it was very tempting to go there because they have such a great program. And additionally, I'm from Boston. Also, a lot of people I love went to Emerson, and it's just a sick school. So shout out, shout out. So that part. Then the second part being that I think a lot of people were not happy with who won supporting actress. I think a lot of people were hoping that Angela Bassett would win. Here's how I feel. It's like some people like chicken and some people like beef better, and some people, at the Oscars sometimes there are egregious ones. To me, when we're talking about performances, I think that I would have given it to Jamie? I don't think I would have. I don't think that would have been my vote. But do I understand? I don't even think it's just about age. This is what I was talking to my brother about last night. The truth is that part of these award shows always are going to be a bit of a popularity contest. That's just kind of the way that it works. So let's look for a second. For Best Supporting Actress, we had Hong Chow from The Whale, which I still haven't seen, so I don't know. Carrie Condon from Banshees, Stephanie Sue from Everything Everywhere, Angela Bassett from Black Panther, and Jamie Lee Curtis from also Everything Everywhere. So sometimes Everything Everywhere you would think might split the votes. However, the thing about these being a popularity contest sometimes is that isn't always necessarily a bad thing. Jamie Lee Curtis seems to be one of the most loved people in Hollywood, deservingly so. She always stands up for the little guy. We see the way that she posts. Like if you just look at her Instagram, you see the way that she supports every single fucking cast member, person. She's probably like that on set, which it takes a great actress to be like that. The fact that we love the movie to this extent means that Jamie Lee Curtis was doing her job as a supporting actress, supporting others. And I'm sure everybody here is deserving. But for Jamie Lee Curtis to win this, like the adorable speech she gave, the way that she is just like, that people are obsessed with her in Hollywood, and that like she just stands up for everyone. I get why she would have the votes of many of her peers. Also, it was a really good performance. Again, would I have maybe given it to either Stephanie or Angela? Probably. But I'm not going to sit here ever and be upset that somebody who seems like a great person won an Oscar for a really great role. You know? Um I do get it though. And I know a lot of you guys feel the same way that I do. Like maybe it wouldn't have been my vote, but I'm not mad about it. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what it is that you guys have to say in here about the Oscars. Okay. Coming from ZB, who said, Happy Monday. Did you happen to catch the Sea Beast? Somebody was just telling me about this, but I don't remember what it is. The Sea Beast. It's a TV show, right? Let me Google it. Sea Beast. Oh, no, it's the movie? Netflix movie? No, I didn't watch it. Oh, Steph was telling me about this. No, I didn't see it. Why is it good? Sorry, I missed it. Sorry, Gilly. Jimmy Nails also says, also Michelle Yeoh talking about being a woman of a certain age made me cry, ugly cry. I know, me too. But she says, don't ever let anyone tell you that you're past your prime. I felt that so much. I mean, first of all, that's all fucking men do is tell us women that we're past our prime. You guys know I get tweets like that every day. I get messages, DMs like that every day. You're in your 30s, you've lost your value, you're past your prime. This is why you're going to be single forever. How could you think that you're going to be famous when it's already taking you this long? XYZ. I post a lot of these. You guys see them a lot. So it is frustrating. And for her to say this and like to watch her Michelle win so deservingly so. I mean, it would have been crazy if she hadn't won. She was such the right choice for this. It was so nice to hear her say all of this. I really loved it. I really, really loved that moment. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I loved when Ki Hua Kwan said, what was the exact quote? Like, my mom, I just won an Oscar, something like that. So fucking cute. I love talking about how the American dream and how he just so genuinely, I told you guys this the other day that he didn't even hit his SAG minimum for insurance the same year he filmed this movie because he didn't book something else. It's fucking crazy what you have to do in this industry and how many years he was at it. And that hug with Harrison Ford, everything, it's just so beautiful. And I love him. He was so deserving. This whole movie was so deserving. To be honest, everything, everywhere all at once was not my favorite movie of the year. It wasn't my second favorite movie of the year. But I was happy it won because I feel like it is probably was the most deserving of winning. It had all of the parts. I think it speaks very well for the Academy moving forward and what our generation, what this generation, what the next generation wants to see at the Oscars and what will perform and what works well for us. I think it bodes very well that this is what won. To me, I loved Marcel the Shell was my favorite movie that wasn't nominated for Best Picture. I loved Fablemans. I loved the Fablemans. That was like to me just chef's kiss. Amazing, amazing movie. That being said, would it have been cool if the Fablemans won? Not really. It would have been another Spielberg movie winning Best Picture. Do I think it deserved to win? Yeah, I think a lot of movies deserve to win. But another movie winning Best Picture about movie making. There's the Jewish elements of it that I felt like were really powerful too. But if I was gonna pick a winner, I also love Top Gun Maverick. I loved that movie. But Everything Everywhere All at Once really fucking deserved this, and I'm so glad it won. And after it started winning so many different things, screenplay, 3 different actors, it just would have been kind of crazy had it not been this year's winner. It just was so clearly great. While that Fablemans was shut out, Tar shut out. There was a bunch of movies shut out. I also wanted to ask you guys what you thought about what the fuck was it? The interview with Hugh Grant beforehand. People are going crazy on that shit. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I kind of have a little bit of a different take. You know, I've interviewed a lot of people in my life. I think Ashley did a great job. Ashley Graham did a great job there. For those of you guys who don't know, she was interviewing somebody, Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant was just being like cold as ice about it, like not really answering her questions. He was like, she's like, "What are you wearing?" And he's like, "A suit," shit like that. And she's like, "What are you most excited to see?" And he's like, "To see." And she's like, "Yeah, we're at the Oscars. What do you care about?" And he's like just cold and not answering. And it makes your job really hard as an interviewer. And I've been in that position a million times where they're giving you nothing. Not usually on a stage like that, but it's like confusing. Why did he agree to do these interviews if you so badly didn't want to do them? That's weird. Did your publicist make you? Did something bad happen? Whatever. I'll be interested to see what ends up coming out about it afterwards. But at the same time, people were posting about this like they were posting about somebody doing something evil, like they were posting about Kanye. And it's like, I just feel like a lot of people have lost track about what is not nice and what is evil. What he did, not nice. Not nice. What some people do, fucking evil. And I just think the internet has no gauge between not nice and evil. And what he did, shitty mood, not nice, not ideal. Super duper not evil. And I don't trust the internet as far as I can throw it, and you can't throw the internet. That is my point on that. Okay, so you guys, let's see what's going on with you. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in. Any other great Oscar moments? How did you guys feel Jimmy Kimmel did? I thought Jimmy Kimmel did an excellent job. He is such a great host and so in his element here. I think that it's not like oftentimes they have big actors host. He's a host. So, of course, he kept it pushing. He knew he just is good with timing. He made a perfect amount of jokes about the slap. You've got to. He made a perfect amount of jokes about La La Land. You've got to. But didn't harp on things too long. I love the part with him and Matt Damon beef is some of my favorite beef in Hollywood. It's just so fucking funny. So I really enjoy all jokes about that. And yeah, a really great job to my man Jimmy, who's literally not my man at all. I just thought he did a good job here. And I'm going to call him my man for the purposes of this conversation. And the happy birthday moment, I know I mentioned that briefly, but that was so sweet. Imagine having happy birthday sung to you at the Oscars. I would lose my fucking shit. Every year I watch the Oscars and I sit there and I pray for multiple things. You guys know I don't believe in God, but I speak to the universe or whatever the fuck's out there and I just dream of the moment. Number one, that I'm invited to the Oscars. Number two, that I'm nominated for an Oscar. Number three, that I win an Oscar. And number four, that I'm in the fucking in memoriam. And I waited my whole life and death for those moments. Please, oh, please let they come. Crazy enough, I feel that way more so about the Emmys. You guys know TV is my jam, as we will speak about The Last of Us. But if it can't be both, then it's the Emmys. But please let it be both. Please let all of these hours of work mean something, please. And obviously, they mean so much, not just having to do with the Oscars, but I want that fucking recognition. I want to have that way to live forever. Is it the most important aspect? No. But does it matter to me? Yeah. Could I pretend it didn't? Yeah. But am I going to do that? No. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't matter to me. All the people are like, the award shows don't matter to me. All the actors, that might be true for you, or it might not be. Certainly not fucking true for me. Certainly not. Okay. Streamlabs.com. Every time I transition. Okay. Rox, you've been broadcasting for over a decade. Figure out a fucking different transition. Okay. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in your super chat. Send in that support. Not here for much longer. Only a few more minutes. 5, maybe 10 as we talk about The Last of Us. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing that I'm going to tell you guys right now. I cannot save you from spoilers for The Last of Us past this point. We have to talk about the episode. That means if you did not watch the episode and you're planning on watching it, now is a good time to bounce. We are going to be talking about The Last of Us season finale for its first season. I'm going to be doing that with you guys. this is your spoiler warning. I'm not going to do a spoiler-free review because I don't I don't trust that people won't give spoilers, and I just don't want that on me. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. So we are going to be talking about The Last of Us. We are going to be giving spoilers. Peace out to Jimmy, to everybody who has not watched. Please don't let this ruin it for you. And we're about to be talking about it. To JMB, goodbye. Goodbye to all. Send in Streamlabs, send in super chats to everybody who's staying. Let me know your thoughts on The Last of Us. Just to give a little more of a buffer as well, I will be looking at the Streamlabs right now as we transition into spoilers. JMV213 says, hope you and Christian have some good discussion on The Last of Us finale and season on the whole. On the big thing, you probably didn't see my comment on the last big thing, but you made a hint that you knew what was coming. I'm curious, what do you think happened in the finale? Okay, so I'm going to talk about that. Great question. And yes, we're going to be talking about The Last of Us on the big thing. We're also going to be talking about the Oscars because Christian and I have completely different takes on what they should do with the Oscars moving forward. And we've been texting about it all night last night. But okay. So let's talk about The Last of Us. I am not a video game player. I did not play The Last of Us, and I did not know what was going to happen in the finale last night. Here is what I had heard. And so I don't know if this is spoilers or not. I genuinely don't know. This is what I had heard. I've been in this space for a really long time. So when the second game for The Last of Us came out, I heard a lot of sexist comments and sexist bullshit about how this was a first-person shooter game, and instead of being Joel for the second video game, you were Ellie. So I took that as an interpretation that Ellie survives and Joel doesn't. Now, I know that the second season in the second video game, I don't know about the second season of the show. I know the second video game picks up years after this. So in my mind, putting 2 and 2 together, I figured that means in the finale, Joel's going to die, Ellie's going to be the main character, and that's what I figured. Again, I don't know if any of this is true or confirmed. All I know is that I've been in this space for a long time. And so I saw a lot of really sexist comments about how you have to be Ellie. Now, does that mean that you don't get to be Joel? I have no idea. He might be in the second season and the second video game. I literally have no idea. Does that mean that I also heard that you are multiple people and that there's this other girl that's like a little bigger, like built. People were upset about being her. I have no idea who she is. These are just things I heard over the years broadcasting. I've never seen the game. I've never played the game. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. Okay. So I figured in this finale, Joel was going to die. Again, spoilers. He did not. So I was pretty stoked about that. He makes it out alive. And I was like, yes, Joel. So I think that really clouded my vision on the finale because while everybody else was sitting there talking about how Joel is such a piece of shit and he did the wrong thing and it's really fucked up to do what he did, I was just super duper happy that he survived. I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to get fucking dusted. So I'm sitting here thinking, yes, Joel, you saved Ellie. You too. Go on with your bad selves. And then I go to the internet and the whole internet is like, this man literally just murdered all of civilization. He's the worst person to exist. He's lying to Ellie. What a piece of shit. Bah, 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 bah. And I was like, oh, yeah. All of that. So let's talk. The big question being, if you're Joel, do you do what he does or do you let her die knowing that she could possibly, they say it is fact, but it's not fact, but possibly save billions of lives? Now, to me, because we know the way that she got immune, because we see in this episode, which by the way, the original actress, Ashley, that played the mom in this, she was so fucking good, right? She's unreal. I think that's her name, Ashley. So she was amazing. But I feel like this is a really fucked up thing to say. I don't know if this says something bad about myself. It's the age-old question about if a train's coming and it's either going to hit 100 people you don't know or one person you do know. Who do you save? This doesn't make me a good person. I save the person I know. I can't help it. I can't sit here and lie to you. If I know one of you and I don't know 100 of you, that's super fucking sad. but I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I have it in me to save strangers over my loved ones. And if that makes me the worst person on the planet, then I'm a Joel. Objectively speaking, it's not the right choice. It's definitely not the right choice. But can all of you guys really truly say that that's not the choice you would have made? This is a little girl. I also think they put him in a bind because there was no conversation beforehand. There was no, Ellie, is this what you want to do? There was no Joel, say goodbye. So by the time he wakes up, it's already done and he has no time to think. He only has time to act. If you're the Fireflies and you keep Joel alive, you're a fucking idiot if you thought he wasn't going to do that. When they're like, drop him off on the highway, I was like, obviously you're so stupid right now. He's about to go ape shit, and you should know that because you know him and you see it in his eyes right now that this is not like, this is bad news bears. How could you not consider this bad news bears? But listen, I'm glad they didn't kill him, and I'll fucking say it. I'm glad he didn't kill Ellie. We all should be able to make our own choices in life. And I don't like that he lies to her at the end. I think that's the most fucked up part. But I get it. I do. And to say that I don't would be a fucking lie. How did you guys feel? The people who watched and played the video game, did you feel like they did it justice? And the people who didn't watch or didn't play the video game, did you love it, or do you think they should have made a different choice? That moment when they're hiking, it's just so beautifully done. Oh gosh. I can't get over how amazing I thought this show was. I thought the finale was perfect. I thought they really justified the choices that they had made. I think that the show is the best show of the year so far, period. I think this show, Severance is still better, but it gives Severance a run for its fucking money. And Severance wasn't this year. I'm just talking about shows that have come out in the last several years. I think this show is as good as House of the Dragon, better, just amazing. I watched the after part too, and I watched Bella Ramsey speak about how she has to make that choice to believe Joel. In that moment, she asked him the question, and she can't deal with the fact that he could be lying to her. So she, I think as an actress, makes the choice that when she asks him and he says, I swear I'm telling you the truth, she says, okay, because she can't let herself believe otherwise. To believe otherwise would be too damaging to her. In the super chat, Dark Jedi Knight says, the real right choice is to let Ellie make her choice. Exactly. The Neil Druckmann himself said both Joel and Marlene made the horrible decision to take her choice. I agree. That is the absolute truth. You don't take the choice from somebody like that. You just don't. And they did. And that is definitely going to obviously come back to bite them in the ass. It's going to be really weird. Again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is spoilers for something that can't be spoilers because I don't know what I'm talking about. But it would be really weird if they kill off Joel in the off season. Like if we come back for season 2 and Joel doesn't exist anymore, I would think that was a really weird choice. In a video game, I guess that might play differently. But for TV, I think that would play strange. But they are being so true to the video games. So maybe he's just gone. I also know that there is no third video game, at least as of yet. And I asked my brother last night, do you think that they could stretch the second game into a season 2 and 3? And he was like, that would really be pushing it. He was like, it's 20 hours of gameplay. So it would be really, really pushing it to stretch it to 2 more seasons out of that one game. Curious what you guys think. So that. All right. Those are my thoughts on The Last of Us. Those are my thoughts on the Oscars. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear from you. And I need to hear from you. Is it a need? No, it's just a want. But I really do want to hear from you. So in the last few minutes, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrider. Thank you to everybody who's here today for the show. I know that everybody always tells me that I'll never get Streamlabs or Super Chats if I give shout outs to everybody. But to that I say, times are tough. I believe in you guys. I know if you can support, you do support. And I love to give shout outs to everybody who always shows up. So thank you to Seattle, to Spidey, to Mike, to Sons of Tatooine, to Spell Go, to Dark Jedi, to Xeno Hour, Stabworthy, to Sam Red, to Thunder God, ZB, to Motorboat, to Necropogo. Interesting. Oh, the draft scene. I loved seeing the draft scene. It was really, really cool. The draft didn't look as good as some other things in the game, but it was a very cool scene to see. To Brittany, to Ryan, to Chubto, to Muhammad, to all of the people. Streamlabs in. If you're watching this after the fact, I'll read it on the next show. Tomorrow, I will be doing SEN. On Wednesday, I will film the big thing and do World Girls. On Thursdays, you get to see the big thing on Friday. I've got Only Stupid Answers. I'll be back here a couple times this week as well. I'm also shooting something else this week, a project that I'll tell you guys about later on. This weekend, I'm filming a short all weekend. And then I will be back with you guys here on Monday. So places to go, people to see, things to do, busy as fuck. So much love to you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and the lid. You don't want those flumes. Don't try them with the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice. Wherever you're on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. Golden sparkles for the Zen one himself. We have so much love for you, and we're thinking about you. In the Streamlabs, I see streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Sands of Tatooine says, all the love I can spare this week, and that means the world to me. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that support. Special shout outs to the people who were able to support me in the Streamlabs this week. Sands of Tatooine, JMV213, Jimmy Nails, ZB, and Lloyd Nance, and to our super chatter of the day, Dark Jedi Knight. Thank you to all of you guys, and I will see you soon. Is that my first flub of the day in the last 2 seconds of the show? All right, we'll take it. Later.